The Galactic Council chamber gleamed with bioluminescent panels, casting an ethereal glow across the assembled delegates. Eleanor Chen stood at the human podium, her posture rigid despite the curious stares from a dozen alien species. She had trained for this moment, humanity's formal petition to join the Council's military exchange program. Another Deathworlder application, Ambassador Kelthorax announced, his crystalline voice dripping with amusement. The insectoid diplomat's compound eyes refracted the light as he gestured toward Eleanor with one of his 6 articulated limbs. How quaint. Tell me, human, what makes you believe your species is qualified for elite combat training? Eleanor's jaw tightened, but she maintained her diplomatic composure. Earth's environmental conditions have made us uniquely suited for 1.0 gravity. The interruption came from Jasper Vexthal, a Velothian combat instructor whose species had dominated the Council's special forces for 3 centuries. His scaled frame towered at nearly 3 meters, muscles rippling beneath azure skin that had evolved on a planet with merely 0.6 G. We've reviewed your physiology. Dense bones, excessive muscle mass, inefficient cardiovascular systems. Your people are built like tanks in a universe that values speed and grace. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Eleanor noticed several delegates exchanging knowing glances, the universal language of superiority transcending species barriers. Permission to demonstrate, Ambassador? Eleanor asked, her voice steady despite the heat rising in her chest. Kelthorax's mandibles clicked in what passed for Threxian laughter. By all means, though I fail to see what party tricks will accomplish. I request a sparring match with Instructor Vexthal, Eleanor said clearly. Standard council rules. First to yield or incapacitation. The chamber erupted. Some delegates chittered with excitement while others whispered warnings. Jasper's reptilian features twisted into something resembling a smile, revealing rows of serrated teeth. You wish to challenge me? Jasper descended from his elevated platform with fluid grace, each movement precisely controlled. I've trained warriors from 40 systems. I've personally overseen operations on worlds that would crush your fragile human bones. And you, a diplomat, think you can face me? Eleanor removed her formal jacket, revealing the compact musculature beneath her simple black uniform. Your world is 0.6 G, Instructor. I've spent my entire life training in 1.0. Every movement I make, every breath I take, happens under nearly double the gravitational force you experience daily. Gravity is just a number, Jasper scoffed, but Eleanor noticed several delegates leaning forward with renewed interest. The sparring arena materialized in the chamber's center, a holographic space configured to standard, council gravity at 0.7 G, a compromise between member worlds. As Eleanor stepped into the field, she felt the familiar lightness wash over her. Every step suddenly required less effort. Every muscle fiber contained more potential energy than necessary. She felt dangerous. Jasper entered the arena with the confidence of centuries of dominance. I'll make this quick, human. For your dignity. He moved first, a lightning strike aimed at her midsection. Eleanor had seen the attack vectors in her briefing materials. Velothian combat emphasized reach and speed, overwhelming opponents before they could respond. Against most council species, it was devastatingly effective, but Eleanor wasn't most species. She didn't dodge. She moved through his strike, accepting a glancing blow to her ribs that would have shattered the bones of a Threxian or Carthaxi delegate. Her earth-forged skeleton absorbed the impact like a ship's hull taking small arms fire, designed for punishment, built to endure. Her counter came faster than Jasper anticipated. In the reduced gravity, Eleanor's movements became supernatural. A jab that would have been quick on Earth became blindingly swift. Her fist connected with his solar plexus, or the Velothian equivalent, driving the air from his lungs. Jasper staggered backward, surprise replacing arrogance. He recovered quickly, his training taking over. But Eleanor saw the calculation in his eyes. He was reassessing. They exchanged blows, a deadly dance witnessed by the galaxy's elite. Jasper's technique was flawless, each strike placed with surgical precision. But precision meant nothing when your opponent could absorb punishment that would kill others and return hits with double the force. Eleanor caught his wrist mid-strike. On his homeworld, the grip would have been uncomfortable. In Earth terms, she was being gentle. To Jasper, it felt like his arm had been caught in a hydraulic press. Every day, Eleanor said through gritted teeth, sweat beading on her forehead. Every single day of my life, I've carried nearly twice the weight you carry. Every push-up, every run, every fight done under gravity that would exhaust you in minutes. She swept his legs and Jasper, the undefeated champion of the council forces, fell. Eleanor followed him down, controlling his descent before pinning him with a knee on his chest. Not enough pressure to injure, but enough that he couldn't escape without tearing muscle. You called us inefficient, Eleanor continued, slightly breathless. You're right. We are inefficient for your universe, but you want to know what happens when an inefficient system enters an efficient environment? Jasper struggled briefly, then stopped as he realized the futility. His face, pressed against the arena floor, held an expression of dawning understanding. We become overpowered, Eleanor finished. Every disadvantage we suffer on Earth becomes an advantage out here. Our thick bones become armor. Our dense muscles become weapons. Our overtaxed cardiovascular systems become endurance engines that outlast anyone else. She released him and stood, offering her hand. Jasper stared at it for a long moment before accepting, allowing Eleanor to pull him to his feet with disconcerting ease. The chamber had fallen silent. Humanity, Eleanor addressed the council, doesn't ask to join your ranks because we think we're better. We ask because we understand something you've forgotten in your optimized, efficient civilizations. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's forged in adversity. She turned to face Jasper directly. You laughed at Earth's gravity, instructor. You called us tanks. You're right, we are tanks. And every battlefield in this galaxy could use a few tanks when the real fighting starts. Jasper rubbed his wrist, the bruises already forming beneath his scales. When he spoke, his voice carried none of its earlier mockery. The human is correct, Ambassador. I have trained warriors from dozens of worlds, but I have never faced one who made me feel weak in standard gravity. He paused, something like respect coloring his tone. Perhaps it is time the council learned what real strength looks like. Ambassador Kelthorax's mandibles clicked rapidly, not in laughter this time, but in what Eleanor had learned was Threxian contemplation. Motion to approve Earth's application to the military exchange program. All in favor? The vote was unanimous. As Eleanor left the chamber, Jasper fell into step beside her. You know, the Velothian said quietly, you could have broken my arm, easily. I know, Eleanor replied. But we're not here to break things, instructor. We're here to prove we can stand alongside you. Jasper's laughter was genuine this time. Stand alongside us? Human, after that display, I suspect you'll be carrying us before long. Eleanor smiled, thinking of Earth, her brutal, beautiful 1.0G homeworld. Just wait until you see what we can do when we're really trying. The alien elite had laughed at Earth's gravity. Eleanor Chen had made them reconsider, and the galaxy would never look at humanity the same way again. The end.